Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give a
get it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
find
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make
Oh,
you
is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're gonna
I don't give a
find
fuck.
out.
This make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father. Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my god. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcasts. It is May 7th, 2022. I do the disclaimer. David Roberson apparently screamed and yelled that he didn't like it. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet, Mr. Roberson. I'm quoting you. So clearly I have some help from somewhere that you didn't buy. We're worried about what the Miller kids are going to grow up like, and the Nealey kid. We're worried about all the little children that you've ruined their lives. They blew them up. We really don't give a shit what you think about the use or application of the word allegedly. I don't know what else the hell it is you think we're supposed to say, or that I would say. I'm doing the same thing she's doing. You're part of the stalking. Stalking is a felony crime in the state of Oklahoma. For Charles, it's federal. He lives in Texas, or is it Oklahoma? We're not sure. Mr. Perry needs to account for his time, because I moved twice to get away from him, just like she did. I've asked him to stay the fuck away from my family, just like she did. He's told me he's gonna get me, just like that guy did. I'm having to repeat myself all the time, just like she did. It's like these people cannot understand what the fuck you're saying to them. And so, use allegedly, David. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet, but I have the name Calvin, Blankenship, Desiree. Those are your people. I've never met them that I know of. So, go ahead and tell me again how you want allegedly is just not enough for you. Maybe leave me alone. So, my taillight was taken out. My fish got, has some gick in his water right after you guys were recorded talking about, you got in my room where I'm at right now and looked for my computer and an alarm clock, I understand. Now, all of a sudden, my fish is sick. We've taken care of that. What do you took my tail. Clearly, you know where I am. The allegations are stalking, coercion, intimidation, harassment, a pattern of harassment. Are they not? Well, you guys just can't help yourselves, can you? I'm a witness in a murder trial. Listen, you might be a big hotshot in Oklahoma and everybody worships you, but outside of that little circle, you're just a cop killer. Please know that. There are police all over the country. They know my guys. My guys know them. To them, you're just a cop killer. And that's all you'll ever be. There's a high level of frustration with Tulsa police over that deal right there, Mike and Lucky, and what happened to me. My police report being given right over to the offender. And then nothing, and now you got a dead police officer. Because guess what? There's some things that we do in our actions that cause people to either respect us or not. We choose. They might be nice to your face because they don't want to argue with you. That doesn't mean that's what they think behind your back. Cop family. They threw cop family, 2 of them, right under the bus. You do it to cop family, you'll do it to anybody. So if they bring me something, I'm not helping them. I'm not having my stellar name tarnished by some guys that can't do it right. And they bring me shit. You call up, get her on the murder that we framed her for. Get her on that. You were recorded talking about it. We've already discussed it over and over and over and over. Yeah, like nobody's ever said it before. And I'll tell you what, the judge that grants investigatory orders expressed a high level of frustration with that. Do they not know they're caught on that? On the ringtone? Why am I still hearing recordings of them talking about getting her ringtone? We've got there's 50 of them. I'm getting irritated. Whatever you need, give it to me and I'll sign it. Richard, he loves you. Shoe print. Get her on that murder. Listen, the girl that actually did it, who's fat, they said she's quite a bit heavier than Cynthia. Quite a bit heavier. Darker hair. It's blonde, but it's a more brown color. Her skin complexion is darker than Cynthia. So then everybody goes to, let's get Cynthia to tan. Let's get Cynthia's hair color so we can get her to change the color of her hair. Let's tamper with evidence again. It doesn't change what it looked like on the day of the murder. Right? You're caught on that. And so I'll tell you what. There's a judge signing orders that would be allowing for an investigation of you. And he signs them faster the more he has to hear the same conversation over and over again. We don't forget. We don't have Alzheimer's. So it's pathetic that you do. Use allegedly. I get that you think she can't just use allegedly. I heard you talking about it more than once. We heard you talking about it more than once. Go tell that to the Miller kids. Go tell that to the Nealey family. See if they give a shit. I don't. You haven't had anybody wreck your car 5 times in 3 years. 5 times, David. I didn't call the Duvals because they worked for you. Didn't they? It's always at the wheel. So did Terry. Terry told me that semi-truck hit my car on purpose. I told the Oklahoma State Police, the trooper, I think this was an accident. I'm not sure he even knew that he hit me. And Terry said, no, he did know he hit you. An experienced driver can do that. I go, whip the tail end around like that? He goes, oh, I could do it. I could do it. I said, if I put you on the stand, you'll say that? I'm telling you, I could do it. An experienced truck driver could whip the back end of the truck around and hit your car just like it was hit. That guy, no, he was your conduit of coercion. You thought I was doing what you wanted, then all of a sudden here he came with money, or people griped too much, and here he came, Lucky started griping too much, here he came with money. And the second I filed the motion to vacate, all of a sudden, he's gone. He disappeared for a year. And then tells me he's going to come back in on the night his wife died. Text me, are you guys open? Yep, it's Sunday. No, we're not. And I guess what, David, I can investigate things. It's the funniest thing ever. You had 6 years to get me to slip up as to who's helping me, who gave me the Fabian puzzle, who told me you were whining and complaining about. She can't just use allegedly. She can, actually, David. It's not up to you. Fabian puzzle wasn't up to you. McNamara email, not up to you. Get a ringtone, not up to you. Frame her for this murder. Got to get her hair color. In my life, I've had people tell me, I like your hair. Not once in my life, David, have I ever, Charles, had anybody come up to me and ask, I need to know the brand and the color exactly that you use. Do ya? David and Charles sent you for what? Right? Do you think I was born yesterday? Nobody's caught your crime like me. You don't have another victim that's done what I've done or has the evidence and the information I have. Text from David admitting to arsenic poison. Use allegedly. And whatever else he wants me to say. Apply that too. Apply the but-for standard. Apply the reasonable prudent person standard. But for the crime being committed against me that I'm documenting for your criminal case, David and Charles, in these podcasts, I'm documenting the same as she is. We get a little tired of people going, I don't believe you. Well, then I'll have to show you. I'll have to prove it. Everything that I can prove. That's what she said. I just want to get proof of this. She said, it sounds like she's saying, I don't want to get proof of this. So she's either saying, I just want to get proof for it, or she's very traumatized. Because I'm going to tell you something. Being a victim of crime is going to traumatize you. You are losing something. Someone is imposing something on you, and they're causing you a loss. And you're going to grieve it like a death. Whether it be your car or your home. Google it. What are the top 10 things that cause grieving? Like a death. Something you cared about is gone. Someone else took it. You're going to get pissed about it. It's normal. You know what's not normal? Causing another person loss. There's something screwy with a guy that will do that. Most people do what we saw at 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, Derek Chauvin, all these tragedies we've seen. Everybody comes together and tries to help relieve the suffering. And you all sit around on your fat, lazy asses trying to cause it. You wanted me pulled over, so you had my taillight pulled out. Well, guess what? The judge is getting irritated again. So guess what? He does. When somebody brings him an order, he can't sign it fast enough. When he's had to hear the same conversation twice. Irritates the hell out of them. Irritates the fuck out of me. Irritates the hell out of everybody. Have we not already discussed this? Did we not already address this? And his questions are, has she not already brought that out that she knows? Why are they still trying to do it? She already knows. We already know. Did they not know? What kind of people keep trying to do the same thing they've already been caught on? Well, if you have Alzheimer's and you're a little bit nutty, that'll do that. Our shrink said he's got guys working for him that have convinced themselves they're not mentally ill. They are, or they wouldn't be able to hurt you. So when I examine them, I promise I'll tell you what it is, what's wrong with them, that would cause them to be okay with hurting people. Anybody, you or anybody else. That isn't normal. And Charles Perry's a sex sadist. You are not allowed to cry when he can see you because he'll think that's sex. He literally believes your tears are sex. He is that nutty. He's mentally ill. Bad. That's not a trophy, Mr. Perry. That's something to be ashamed of. We understand that you're not sure. You're unclear on that. So apply the but for Mr. Perry's crimes, Mr. Roberson, all their little thug. They have a bunch of thugs working with them. But for that, I wouldn't do these. I have a bazillion other things I'd rather be doing right now, Mr. Perry, Mr. Roberson. Apply the reasonable, prudent individual standard. Because we have to go to court and prove our case, we need evidence. Some of that isn't, some of the reason I do these is to document my intention. Mr. Perry goes around and tells everybody, oh, we have a secret love, and she's just too afraid to say, and if I take everything away from her she loves, then she'll fall in love with me and tell me who these guys are. Boy, it doesn't get nuttier, it doesn't get any nuttier than that, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is as bizarre, fucked up, mental, twisted thinking I've ever heard in my life. There's no secret anything. You are delusional. You don't take everything somebody loves and works very hard for and think they're going to fall in love with you. That's a great way to get beat up. That's a great way to get people talking and telling on you and helping anybody who will put a stop to it, sir. When you commit a crime, you're doing something everybody in all 50 states felt was very offensive and something that will not be tolerated in a civilized society. Not going to happen. You do not walk around in this country wrecking havoc, fucking up everybody's life. You go to jail. Now, if you bought Tulsa police and they don't want to do it, that's fine. Somebody else is helping me. I have the McNamara email. They didn't give that to me. That actually came from somebody in Lubbock. They didn't give me the ringtone emails. They didn't give me the Mike was drugged emails. They didn't give me shit. They gave you my police report. And then you obstructed justice and destroyed my evidence and committed perjury. Or, Mr. Perry, are you so delusional and fruitcake and a little bit mentally slow, or maybe a lot mentally slow, that you're just simply not able to identify your legislative duties or what state you legislate in? Which one is it? We're still waiting for you to tell which story did you want to tell? Did you go into court and knowingly lie when you had me false arrested and carried out the threats of the McNamara email? Or did you imagine some kind of a political vendetta? Because there's no evidence of one. I didn't yell and scream at you about anything political. I did yell and scream at you for stalking me and spreading rumors of an affair when there wasn't one. You imagined it. And listen, you shut up. Listen, you shut up. Get out of my computer. He types in my computer when I'm doing these, which means he can see me, and he's hacked me. And he knows I'm doing these. These are recorded. This is not live. You shouldn't even know what I'm doing right now. And he'll type in my phone. I can see you. Wow. Creepster. That's not a trophy. That's a criminal act, and it's disgusting. It's a huge turnoff. It's a you're a slob turnoff. So, once in a while when I stop and I ask him to shut up, he does. Odd as that might sound. Get out of my computer. Listen, we're all sick of y'all. It's not hard to get information that will stop you because people want you to stop. Because when you do something that's illegal, people don't like it when you do that. And then when you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. Charles, you don't take everybody's life away to ruin everything they worked very hard to build and think they're going to like you. That's not going to make a woman fall in love with you. Sure as shit, not me. You're a job for me. You need to get that through your head. There's no secret anything, delusional. You're an embarrassment to me. You disgust me. I've made that clear. So some of this is to express my own intent in my words. Do you understand? You've lied that much. I got to do it like that. My court testimony's not enough. It's being used in your criminal case. Do you understand? You better straighten up and leave me alone. You're breaking the law. You're being stopped every time I find out what you're trying to do. I fixed my taillight. Again. It's the second time I've been told, fix your taillight. They got your taillight. Before you get pulled over, because that's what he's doing that for. Taking your taillight out to have you pulled over. That is his intent. Go fix it. So I did. Twice now. They woke me up from sleeping, Mr. Perry, the first time you did it in Manford. Yeah, you guys, I'll tell you, at TPD, everybody's very, very irritated with you. I don't know what else to say. I'm not trying to be mean. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. I think I told David I'm not Wyatt Earp. Came in town to mop up. I really didn't want to get involved in anything. What I wanted to do is try to heal and rebuild my life after Mr. Perry ripped it apart in Lubbock. That's all. Didn't want to have to deal with police. My job was to get him elected, and that was it. He's the one that has drugged this on and on and on and on and on and made people hate him more and more and more and more and more. So if you are a part of the corruption, they're not going to like you either. That's not my problem. That's your problem. We do things. We got to live with it. Whatever it is. I've made some hard decisions in that Mike Nealey, when we found out he was drugged and did not kill Chief Miller, and that you guys did that, I had a choice to keep my mouth shut and have Terry just keep bringing me the cash. Just keep it coming, keep it coming. And I can't live like it. I can't live with it. I can't do it. My granddad taught me that is not how we behave ourselves. And you're going to go through shit if you do that. Be prepared for it. Toughen up, buttercup. Because guess what? At the end of it, you're going to get a very big reward. But you're going to, the greater the suffering, the greater the reward. When you make the decision to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. And I watched him go through it himself, and his name is on the front door of the police station where he was the chief, and nobody even knows who the other guy was. They gave him shit. And he gave him a lot of shit. Man, he smeared him in the news. I mean, it was awful. My granddad resigned from being the chief of police because of this guy. It was bad. I saw the look on his face. He hurt. It hurt him. But now, whose name is on the front door of that police station? Who was honored publicly? My granddad. Anybody goes to the Roswell Police Department, they see his name right there on the door. Still, to this day. He passed away in 2004. He stopped being the chief in like 1970-something. He's been honored because he knew greater the suffering, greater the reward. Toughen up, buttercup. Do the right thing. Plow right through it. You're going to catch some shit. I'm here to tell you, you are. It's not going to be easy. It's not for weak people. It's for people with a lot of courage. And so I had a choice to make. Do I sell out Granddad's legacy, or do I continue that on to my kids? And they may not understand or like me right now at all. I don't even know. I haven't talked to them about it. Doesn't matter. It's not up to them. It's up to me. And it's up to the guys helping me. And we already know what the end result's going to be. That's it. That's all there is to it. We're not going to have this. We do not in a civilized society allow thugs to go around and wreak havoc and hurt people. We relieve suffering caused by crime, whether you're a cop or not. And I made the decision to do the right thing, just because it's the right thing to do. And it is unimaginable to me that anybody would just leave Mike Nealey behind and forget him. My mind cannot even think about that. My mind cannot fathom why anybody would do that. I don't know why anybody would let Chief Miller's kids believe that their dad was murdered in a drunken brawl instead of being killed in the line of duty as he was. And we know that. And I knew that, Mr. Roberson, that Mike Nealey was drugged before anyone else said it. The depositions were not taken until May, and they weren't on the docket until like June or July of 2020. And I said it in January 2020, and more emphatically in March 2020, and you know that. Now, tell me again about how you are all upset and hurt because I didn't use allegedly appropriately like you want. You took a person's life. You took a dad from his children. Now tell me again about this use allegedly thing you're not happy with. Because I heard you ranting and raving and screaming about it in a police recording. How do I know who Calvin is? Or who Blankenship is? Or who Desiree is? Fabian puzzle, Charles. You're just a butt-in. Never wanted. There's no secret anything. You're delusional. You need to be in the funny farm. And we have to say the same thing to you, just like she did to him. They're counting. How many times did she have to say, leave me alone? And he wouldn't do it. He starts talking about her clothes. Nobody asked you about the clothes, but, nobody said, what do you think about her clothes? Did they? No one cares what you think, Neal. No one cares what you think, Charles or Dave. You weren't asked, were you? Why don't you comply with the law like everybody else? And then we won't have to worry about using allegedly like you want us to your preference. You're not entitled to shit. You took a life. Murder in the first degree is a very serious crime. It's worse when it's a cop, just so you know. And you might be some bigwig here in Oklahoma. But guess what? In the rest of the country, they don't give a shit who you are. To everybody else, you're just a cop killer. And something's wrong with Tulsa police that they're letting him get away with this. What the hell's wrong? They're a little slow on the uptake, aren't they? How much money did they get paid? That's the kind of shit we hear. They bring me something, I'm not helping them. I don't trust them. They'll throw their cop family under the bus. You throw a cop family under the bus, you'll throw anybody under the bus. And I don't know if it's legit. I'm disappointed. I used to think highly of them, but I don't anymore. I'm hearing that. We're hearing that, Tulsa police. If I can, who's Blankenship? Who is that? Have I met that person? Have I met Desiree? Who are these people? Calvin? So, before you start getting pissed off at me, remember, we have our ear to the ground in a whole lot of places. These guys helping me, they know cops, don't you think? It was tight-lipped before, but then when they did what they did to Mike and Lucky, it got more tight-lipped. I'm just giving you facts. I'm sorry if you don't like it. That's the way it is. People have reactions to the way you do things. It either gives them a heartburn and a sour stomach, or they respect you and they like you. Well, what do you think it is? People don't like corruption. They don't like it. I don't know how many different ways I need to say that. People don't like corruption. People don't like watching one person hurt another. There's anti-bullying campaigns for a reason. Why don't you know that? How stupid do you have to be, Charles? Dave? That means society says we don't like that. Stop. You don't get to whine and complain when you get caught. No one cares about that. They care about all the people you're bullying and hurting and the threats you pose to everyone. And y'all got everybody involved in this to gaslight me. You got my whole family in it. You got all my co-workers in it. And you thought you wouldn't have a leak? You do, because everybody felt threatened and they didn't like that. Some of them are talking. Some of them are helping us. Some of them are right there in your inner circle. Do what you do. I don't know what else to say. Charles, we don't like stupid people that have to have the same thing repeated over and over. You don't get to play in my sandbox and be like that. You better get it the first time. You better fucking get it the first time. Or I don't date you. You don't ride this ride. That's all there is to it. You don't be a peeping Tom and ride this ride. You gotta be normal. You're never getting a date with me. And whatever bullshit lie you told yourself, you better untell it. Creepy. You're just creepy. You're just like Neal. No, you shut up. You're creepy. I don't like you. Nothing wrong with that. Get over it. Move on like a dude. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody else can move on. Why can't you? Fail. It's embarrassing to me that you can't. It's absolutely embarrassing. I wouldn't go in a room with you for millions. You embarrass the ever living hell out of me because you're creepy, you're weird, you're disturbed, you do stuff no normal person could even think up. And you flaunt it in my face like you think that's cool. And then the next minute go, why doesn't she like me? If you're doing things that are illegal, that's because people don't like it when you do that, dumbass. That's why it's illegal. That's why everybody doesn't do it. It's not how you get a date. You're a turnoff. You repulse me. You disgust me. I don't like you because you do that shit. And I sure as shit wouldn't ever find somebody attractive who would kill a cop and blow up little kids' lives. Let me tell you something. I'll get to this in a minute, but let me finish the disclaimer. I'm applying my constitutional rights to free speech. I can talk about it just like she can. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You're a coward. I'm ashamed of you. I wouldn't walk into a room with you, Mr. Perry, for millions. You're a coward. You're a pussy. You're pathetic. We think you're going through a late in life gender identity crisis because there's been a whole lot of things that have come from this investigation that would indicate that is the case. That you're not even sure if you're a man or a woman. And that's fine, but don't bother me with it in a manner that is criminal. I have friends that are gender trans. They're not hurting other people. Why are you? That doesn't give you a pass. It doesn't give you a pass. You act as 12-year-old little girl as I've ever seen. There's stuff I've heard you say and do that my mother slapped me across the face for acting like that when I was 12 years old. And you are like, what, 70 now? We got some sort of late in life gender identity crisis. You have to. It's very girly, the way that you're doing things. It's not something I understand. But here's the thing. A lot of people trans over. So trans over. But they're not criminals, and you are. You are. So, I mean, you do what you do, but don't fucking bother me with it. Don't bother anybody with it. You're a burden and an imposition. We're all tired of dealing with it. I am not in love with you. You should know that by now. You're a job. Look at the past 12 years of what I've done. I've made zero effort to try to talk to you. I hate your guts. I've moved twice to get away from you. I've sued you 3 times to be rid of you. You bought a judge and got out of it. You had a secret little hearing where I wasn't there. The burden of proof was on me. I had to be there, and you made sure I wasn't. 4 times. To the point that it's happened so much that a reporter thinks that means you killed Lucky. 4 times now they wouldn't let her in court. Something wrong with that. You think she's the only one? You act like everybody's as stupid as you are. They're not. That's another delusion. You need to tell yourself the truth. People do not think of you like you wish they did. They think you're a scumbag. Listen, there's not a lot of people who are bold like me that'll just say what you're thinking. It's unusual for people to be very direct like I am. But again, we have people not considering my entire history. You work in lobbying, D.C., not little state, little Charles Perry's little bitty, tiny itty bitty district in, podunk nowhere, Texas. I mean, D.C. politics. Remember, I walked out of the office of Harry Reid before I moved to Lubbock. Most powerful guy in D.C., Harry Reid. Okay, who am I competing with? Every other lobbyist. Every other special interest group. I got a call from the APTA and the occupational therapy. I mean, we had a thing that we wanted done legislatively. I got a call from both of them. You put that through, you're gonna have us against you, and you won't survive that. If you want our help, we'll be happy to help you. But here's the things that we're gonna have to agree on first. I'll bury you. And he was right. He wasn't kidding. That's reality. I could pretend I didn't, I could live in delusion and go, oh no, I can fight the APTA and the AOTA. That's American Physical Therapy Association and the Occupational Therapy Association. They had a legit concern. I heard them out. We found common ground and we moved forward together. And we got some things done and some things not. That's DC. You're going to get somebody in your office telling you, I'll bury your ass. I don't like your legislation. I don't like your proposal. I was doing something right, or I wouldn't have got the phone call to begin with. Right? What are they going to waste their time calling me for, telling me that, unless I was doing something right? You put this thing through, you pursue this, we'll bury you. Or we can help you. And here's what we want. Here's what we're asking for. And here's why we're asking for it. We're not just being assholes. I mean, there's a reason. So that's how the conversations happen with me on a daily basis. And I'm walking into Harry Reid's office, who's got all kinds of other more important things on his desk than me and my little issue. Stacks of them are healthcare related. He's got an Alzheimer's desk on his issue on his desk. He's got a Parkinson's issue on his desk. They want funding for research. They want this. They want that. They want the same thing we want: better coverage for Medicare. They've got all kind of cancer or heart disease, just healthcare. And on top of that, he had national security. He had taxes. He had the website. He had stacks and stacks of shit on his desk. And I got to compete for a priority place in his office. That's one senator, Charles. United States Senator, not you little podunk shit. I didn't do your little podunk shit. Didn't waste my time. Bigger fish to fry. So, yep, I'm vocal. And I don't give a fuck what you think. Didn't ask ya. What I know is there's a lot of hurting people. And it is our responsibility to relieve the suffering caused by anything. Hurricanes, 9/11, crime, hunger. I lost a job and I can't eat. Let's help feed you. I can. Let me help you. I've gotten behind people in the grocery store more times than I could count. Couldn't pay the fucking bill. I paid it. I don't know their names. Never hunted them down. Wanted payment back. Didn't put it on my tax returns as a deduction. It's just giving. I don't know them. They didn't know me. All I know is I was behind a human being who was hungry and needed some food. And they were trying to buy it. They didn't have shit in their bank account. It declined. I got it. I'll do it. I got it. God bless me. I got some money. I'm gonna help you. I don't know. You don't need to tell me your name. You have a blessed life. Is there anything else you need that I can help you with? And that's how we're to be. And if you don't like that, shove it up your ass. I don't care. There are kids, 4 children, who are wondering why the hell God left them. Why did God take my dad? Why did God let my dad get put in jail for something we all know he couldn't have done? Now I have to go over and explain that to everybody. Where's your dad? Well, he's in prison for a murder he didn't do. Live with that shame. You think I'm going to let that go? Let me tell you something. There's a Bible verse. He will not crush the weakest reed or put out a flickering candle. He will bring justice to those you have wronged. He won't falter. He won't lose heart until justice prevails throughout the earth. And I think of the countless kids across this country who are abused on a daily basis, molested, beaten, brutalized, or living in a house that's barely together, wondering where the hell is God right now. It is our responsibility to show people in our lives that we come in contact with what God looks like. And that my friend Daryl did that for me in a very real way that I had never had anybody do that for me before, in that he was the way I felt God in my life every day. God is all around us. I know that. People believe in him in different forms. Maybe he's a God and an entity that created the heavens and the earth as Christianity believes. Maybe he is in the universe. Everybody has their thing about what God is and who God is, but it's a higher power either way. To me, he's the creator of the universe. I'm a Christian. That's my belief. I don't shove that down other people's throats. What I do shove down somebody's throat is somebody who's committing a criminal act and causing someone else profound, catastrophic loss that they will never get over. And you want me to use allegedly a different way? Fuck you. You do not know who you're dealing with, sir. That you would even say such a thing. How dare you? Because what I worry about day and night and day, it never leaves my mind. I think about it 24/7. I eat it, I drink it, I sleep it. How can I get Mr. Nealey out of jail for his boy? And how can we get the Miller kids their legacy from their dad? They deserve it. You don't never deserve to take it. I can't get their dad back for them. But you know what I can give them? I can at least give them, your dad was killed in the line of duty trying to help me. And I am so sorry. If I could unmake that phone call, I would unmake that phone call, but I can't do that. But you know what I can do? Is I can make a way that your dad legacy is there forever for you. Because he gave his life trying to protect me. He gave his life. There was no drunk brawl. And God did not leave you. God has been watching everything you do and everything you think and everything you say. And I know you're hurt, and I can't take away your hurt. And you'll always hurt. This hurt when you lost your dad is never going to go away. But we can find something good to do with it. Because we all go through things and we all hurt. And God didn't leave you. And he did take your dad. It was your dad's time. And I wish that it wasn't. I wish I could have done something different to stop that from happening, but I couldn't. We got information. We get information about what these people are doing on fucking everything, except we didn't get it on that. We didn't get it on the brick. Why is that? Why those things? What can we do, though, with what we have? There's a reason he lets things happen. I don't understand it. But he did not leave you. And I have prayed for you too. You get 3 kids, 4 kids every fucking day. Haven't forgotten you. I have fought for your dad's legacy. I have fought for Michael Nealey to get home to his family. And there's nobody's left you. And I'm sorry you were made to feel like that by people who are skanks. But we're going to bring it all back as much as we can. We can't get your dad back. But we're going to feel part of that hole as much as we can. And I think about the kids all over the country that are losing someone they love to cancer or a murder. They live in a bad neighborhood and there's a murder, or there's jail, or there's a beatdown, or there's a rape. And these little kids don't understand all of the things about God that even we don't as adults, are wondering, where is God, or is there even a God? And I think that God expects us to show them that there is a God. And he gives us free will, and tragedy is going to happen, but he will be with us through it if we let him. And sometimes that doesn't look like we want it to look. And I gave the story of the little guy named Joseph who was 12 years old. And his brothers were bullying him and bullying him, bullying him, bullying him. And he cried out, God, please make them stop. Please, God, make them stop. And his dad gave him a coat of many colors, and he had a dream. Your brothers are going to bow before you. And he thought that the next day he was going to go out into the backyard where they all played together, show them that coat, and they would bow, and that was it. No more bullying. It's over. Finally. Finally, my brothers will like me. That's all he wanted, was for his brothers to like him and to play with him and to have a family like families are supposed to be. And that's not what they did. They ripped the coat off and they ripped it in two, and they sold him into slavery. And you don't think that 12-year-old was wondering, where is God now? Where is he? Is there a God? I think that he probably wondered that. But something in him clinged to the fact that there is a God. But don't you know, if adults wonder, why does God leave us sometimes? Or it feels like he does. Why does God let these bad things happen? And we have somewhat of an understanding of the way things are and the way life is. And God allows things for us to grow, to give us an opportunity to help another person and be blessed by helping them. When you give to another person, you're the one that gets the blessing. God wants to bless us. God wants to do good things to us. If you see your child do something good, you bless them. You maybe give them a little extra money in their allowance. If they just did the right thing and you are impressed by that, they're in a situation at school and they did the right thing with it, and you're all proud of them, and you might give them let's go for ice cream. I feel like I need to bless you. I want to do something good for you because you did the right thing. Or you cleaned your room without having to be told, here's some extra allowance. How do you think God is? He's the perfect Heavenly Father. He's the perfect Father. So how do you think he views us? Same way. I'm going to put a situation in front of you, and you're going to have a choice, do the right thing or not. If you do the right thing, I would love to bless you. And then when we don't, he's sad. I wanted to bless you. Charles, nobody asked you what you think or feel. We need you to shut up and go away. You've said enough. You have said enough. You and Neal here. You never shut up. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable that you think I care what you think. Why on earth do you think that? So Joseph grows up into slavery, but he does his very best work, and he becomes head of household, and he gets hit on. Like Charles, I call Charles Potiphar's wife all the time. He had a woman who tried to rape him, or tried to sleep with him, and he said, he's like, no, dude, I'm not going to sleep with you. You're a married woman. I'm going to do the right thing. She goes into court and bears false witness. She commits fraud upon a court and has him arrested. She got butthurt over rejection, just like Charles Perry. She's raping him, pretty much. So are you, Charles. I don't want you. I don't want to hear from you. She does the same thing you did. Fraud upon a court. Gets him arrested. He's in jail 12 years. They don't think he wondered, why did God leave me? This isn't what that dream was. Of course he did. He's a human being. Of course he wondered that. What do you think a little kid feels? A 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, when they're getting beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten. Or they're living in a house that's about to fall down. Or dad's in jail for a legitimate crime. What do you think those little kids go through? You think they wonder where God is, or if there is a God? Yeah. There should be somebody there relieving their suffering as much as they can. And there's not. Why? What has our society done? Become selfish and cruel? Well, somebody's got to stop it. We can't change the world. We can change our world. So that's what we do. So I went without electricity. Now I'm homeless. I'm being punished for helping Mike. It was threatened, and then it was carried out. Same as my false arrest. So I'm fine with that. I can live with that. I was taught in my life by a man I watched go through shit like that and came out on top. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be challenged. You make the decision to do the right thing, and you're going to suffer. You're going to pay for it. There's going to be people that do not like you because they want to do the wrong thing, and they don't like you shining a light on what they're doing. But at the end of the day, it's going to come out okay. That's what you got to watch. That's what you got to keep in mind. You reap what you sow. What you put out there is going to come back. So you're going to have people hit you and hit you hard. Suck it up, buttercup. Blaze right through it. Handle it like a boss. And let them, at the end of the day, look pathetic. Because that's all they are. They'll never be anything but pathetic. And you know that. So that was my choice. I just lost my home. You tried to get my car all fucking day, didn't you? Again, it's not like it's not been said before. The judge gets very anxious to sign any order put before him, Mr. Perry. The more he has to hear the same conversation over and over. Did they not already say that? Yeah, they did. And why am I having to listen to it again? I thought did they not realize they're already caught on that specifically? We don't know. We think Mr. Perry has Alzheimer's. We think they all do. Because we do have to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over. So here's what happened to Joseph. And I've said this before. It's in the Bible. You can read it anytime you want. Joseph was put in charge of product distribution management. He passed out all the food and made sure there was enough and there wasn't, they didn't run out. So he also had this gift of dreams like his. Your brothers are going to bow before you. And Pharaoh had one. So he interprets the dream. I had a dream of 10 calves or whatever it is. 10 calves and 10 sheaves of wheat. Or 7. It's 7, I think. The number. It's a bunch of fat calves and then a bunch of starving ones. And then it's a bunch of fat sheaves of wheat and then withery ones. And he says, well, you're going to have 7 years of prosperity and 7 years of famine. During the years of prosperity, save food so they have something to eat during the years of famine. So he says, great, you can do that. You're second in command, right up underneath me, of one of the most powerful countries in the world at the time, Egypt. And he saved Egypt, the Egyptians and the Israelis, from starvation by his skill he developed in prison. During one of those times where he's going, why did God leave me? Why didn't he keep his promise? Is there a God? Maybe there's just not a God. These are the questions people ask themselves during bad times. Well, he didn't give up. I mean, he answered those questions for himself and kept on going and becomes second in command of all of Egypt. And then his brothers came wanting food, and sure shit, they bowed before him. Not in the backyard, all lame, in a palace where he's second in command of one of the most powerful countries in the world at the time. And so if we keep the faith, if we keep believing, and we keep trusting, God is going to use what you meant for evil for my good. And God is going to use what the Miller kids are going through, what you meant for evil, for their good. And you will reap what you sow. That is the law of karma. It's the law of, gravity. You throw something up and it comes back down sometimes right on your own head. You threw it up. Deal with it when that happens. You shit all over everybody. Don't be mad they don't like you and they want you gone. You do it on a daily basis. We can't get you to shut up. We're all tired of hearing it, Charles. We're tired of dealing with it. You got a mental problem. The daily conversations Mr. Perry has with me, typing it in my phone, he hacked. Types right over my typing. Asking me, is it your family that told on me? Is it Al? Is it Z? Is it Ty? Is it Jim? Is it Kim? Is it K? Today was K. My Aunt K. Really? Again, I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I was, because I want you gone. And I say, and then it's not 5 minutes later. Is it this person? Is it that person? Is it your kids? Is it your mom? Is it, again, I repeat, Alzheimer's. I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I was. We all want you gone. Is it this guy? I can see you. Exactly. That's why I want you gone. Women don't like being peeped on. Why don't you like me? Because you peep? Guess what? It's illegal because people don't like it when you do that. And if you do things people don't like, you're not going to get a date. You're going to get people hating your guts. You're a turnoff. And it's the same conversation every day. It's like talking to a fucking... I don't even know how to say it. I had patients that had Down syndrome that could keep up better and have a more intelligent conversation than that. Every day is the same thing. I can see you. Yeah, I don't like that. I won in court. No, you didn't. You cheated. Now everybody's mad at you. I'm going to take your house. Yep, and everybody hates you. And then we get more information because everybody's mad at you for doing that to me. Who's telling? Is it your mom? I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I could. We want you gone so you can't take my house and peep on me anymore and cheat in court. That's why I went to court, to get rid of you. It's just talking in circles. It's like talking to a fucking baby. How could you not know women don't like being peeped on? Did you really think you were going to get a date? I'm going to take your car and then you'll call me. Nope, not going to call you. I'm going to kick your ass. I already am. You've not met anybody that caught your crime more than me, than I have. Who's telling? It's just talking in circles. Like, you're just like, it's repeat, same thing, day after day. You don't like it. Why don't you like me? Because you're a peeping Tom. I don't like that. That's disgusting. There's a reason everybody doesn't do that. There's a reason it's illegal. Why didn't you know that at your age? Who's telling her? I don't know, and I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm going to take your house, right? And I don't like you because you do that. Why don't you like me? Because you peep, you take my house, you take my car, you ruin everything I try to do. Everything good? If it's good, you fuck it up. Who's telling on me? Well, again, I don't know. I'm not told that. Won't help you. Even if I did, because I want you gone. So you can't peep, you can't hack, you can't take my phone and ruin everything good. And we have that same conversation all fucking day, every day. It's literally like talking to a damn 1-year-old or something. You're just at a loss. You need to be in a nursing home, dude. Badly. If that's your conversation, you need to be in a special needs facility, just like the shrink said. You got something wrong with you. You don't get a date, you get told on. Everybody hates your guts. All of you. You and David both. David, I get that you've been used to bullying everybody and bullying everybody and bullying and intimidating and bullying and bullying. You're like mafia. I lived in Vegas. You don't think I know how to talk to mafia? You're very slow. And that's all I'm going to say. You're so smart, you figure out what all that means. You figure out what all that means. So, you're just like Neal here, Charles, and we're all really tired of dealing with it. Just like, this is just gnawing and gnawing. He's just talking and talking. And he just won't shut up. And she's like, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Then he says the same thing Charles says. He's going after her family, just like Charles went after mine. And then, and Charles, I need for you to shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm not told who your leaks are. I wouldn't help you if I didn't know that. I don't want you in my life anymore. I don't want to hear from you ever again. Write it down. Write it the fuck down. Everybody's sick and tired of you. You tried all day to get my car. Every time the judge has to hear you the same fucking thing. Over and over and over and over and over and over. Please, one of y'all thugs that work for him, explain to him. That pisses him off. And we get more orders signed easily. It's not hard at all. He's sick of hearing the same thing too. He wanted to know why Jacqueline had not checked her husband into a mental hospital. She's got the legal authority to do that. Clearly, he's got something wrong with him. Why is she not in jail, too, for letting him do that? He asked the question, why are we not pursuing charges against her? I think we should. I think there should be. Look what she's letting her husband do. She didn't notice something's wrong with me, sick. She's got the legal authority to get him some help. Why hasn't she? That's what the family of a mentally ill man, you gotta say the same thing over and over. I'm not told who your leaks are. He just typed in my phone, is it your family? Wow, after what I just said. After what I just explained, he does, talking in circles. I'm not told who the leaks are. I'm not told who the leaks are. I'm not told who the leaks are. You have a bad habit of killing people. Mr. Perry, I don't know. I want for you to be gone. I'm not going to help you even if I did know. I won't help you even if I did know. Mr. Perry, please write it down. I'm repeating myself again. I'm not going to help you. I want for you to be gone. I don't think it's cute you cheated in court. It pissed me off. Because I went to court to get rid of you. There is no secret anything. You're delusional. And your wife does need to. Let me tell you something. I think one time one of your friends said that. Didn't he say, you better be glad she didn't say no? I mean, she didn't say yes. Because had she said yes, you're so forgetful and you got some problems right now with your memory that you would leave some kind of crucial evidence right where she is. She'd pick it up and have you in jail in a week. You can't keep up with her. And at that point, she'd have the legal authority to have you admitted, and she would. She's not Jacqueline. I'm not Jacqueline. I'll kick your ass. You hurt people. I don't care who you are. It's not okay. I'll kick your ass. Nobody's caught y'all's crime more than I have, and I have help. There's no fucking way I could do this by myself. There's no fucking way. Fabian Puzzle got to me in jail. You think I could do that by myself, David? There's no way. It's not possible. It's like y'all are all delusional. You're just gnawing like this guy.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave.
Okay, Richard. Trying to frame me for that murder where everybody wants to know my hair color so she can change her hair color to match mine. Did you put her on a diet? You wanted my shoe print? You wanted my ringtone? Bloody, bloody, bloody. So I know that you're trying to frame me for something, or I wouldn't be talking about it right now. I'm not sitting in jail. This is not an afterthought to try to explain something away. In fact, I think y'all were told when you said, she's uncooperative with a shoe print. And the guy said, I think you're wrong about that. I think you're harassing her. Because you have to get her to change her, get the other girl to change the hair color and try to get Cynthia to tan so they look more alike. Then you've already excluded Cynthia. Duh. Right, Richard? I mean, what is this? What the hell is this? So, here's the thing. When you have, there's a guy named, what's his name? Clarence Elkins, accused of raping and killing his mother-in-law and raping his 6-year-old little niece. The niece spent the night at grandma's, and a home invader gets in and brutally rapes grandma and kills her and rapes the little girl. And the little girl goes running over to the neighbors. They make her sit outside on the porch for 45 minutes and then finally called her mom. Her mom called police. The little girl said the intruder looked similar to Uncle Clarence. And on that statement of a 6-year-old who's been severely traumatized, to the exclusion and ignoring DNA evidence that did not match him, he's found guilty. Well, when they finally, he ends up, here's the thing, Richard. People who are criminals continue to reoffend until they're stopped, until they are in jail and removed from the society. They pose a danger to, and right now we're concerned about you. Why would you do that? Why would you allow people to go around wreaking havoc, putting citizens of Oklahoma in danger, and kill a cop, and have the other one framed, and you just didn't do shit? And I go without electricity, I lose my home. They're trying to get my car, and you just didn't do shit about it. You're worried about whether or not I wear shoes in a lap dance. Golly, something wrong with you. So, the bad guy is still out there doing the same hurting and criminal activity and blah, 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 which costs consumers money, by the way. It's not all about you, Richard. It's not all about you, David and Charles. The consumers, the expense of every crime you commit is passed on to consumers and taxpayers. And maybe we don't like that. Maybe we just don't. Maybe we're just tired of it. Maybe they're going to start asking y'all to pay it in restitution. Not just to victims, but to the state. Maybe somebody's going to do that for the first time ever and just ask and see what happens. Maybe we use that as a test case before the United States Supreme Court. Make the offender pay the taxpayers back every dime they stole, with every minute of the time they took it was not their money to blow through. So here's the thing. So if I know, David, that you've called and screamed at everybody about you're not satisfied with the use of allegedly, and can't you just find a way to make that murder work? And all those phone calls, David, that I've heard. Yeah, okay. So maybe you're going to have to pay for that. Assume that it's a possibility, and a strong one. If I know that you did that, and I know who Calvin is, and Blankenship and Desiree, maybe you should consider that that's a possibility before you start racking up a bill you can't pay. All right, so there's that. Since all you care about is you, maybe consider that. That's all about you. So, Richard, here's the thing, is that the guy who actually did that rape and murder kept offending. He went on to continue committing more crimes. And he ends up in jail and in prison with Clarence in the same pod and smokes a cigarette. Where Clarence picks up that cigarette, Charles Perry, shut up. You're a threat. You're threatening me again. Duly noted for the record. My guys just watched you type that in my computer. Okay. So, they took the cigarette butt that this offender had reoffended now and is in jail too. And Clarence gets his cigarette butt and sends it off to a DNA lab, and shit, it is a perfect match for the DNA found on the victim's underwear. The little girl and the grandma. And guess what else? He was the neighbor that made that little girl sit on the front porch for 45 minutes. And he looked similar to Uncle Clarence. So, that verdict was overturned. And the guy that did it hurt more people because the stupid police got the wrong dude. And the prosecutor. And the prosecutor made everybody want to hit him. Because even after there's DNA evidence clearing Elkins, he still fought it. And everybody they hated him. So Clarence is out now, and the real bad guy's in jail. And so there's not going to be any more rape committed by that offender because he's finally in jail. But while Clarence, the wrong guy, the victim, he's kind of an indirect victim because it was his mother-in-law murdered and his niece raped, little 6-year-old little girl niece. Richard, when you get the wrong person, the bad guy's still out there doing the shit they can't control themselves to stop. Maybe you ought to consider, before you throw cops under the bus or cop family under the bus, what in the fuck is it that you're doing? You're worried about my shoes and a lap dance? Are you shitting us with that? I was told keep your feet covered, and that's all you need to worry about. And a year after I've quit dancing, Mr. Perry's going to run for office, and he has been adamant that somebody find a way to force me to lie so he can announce his candidacy. Put her back in jail, make sure she loses everything she has, then she'll call me, then she'll want me. No. Oh, fuck no. If I'm Mr. Perry, if I've dated anybody that treated me that way, they didn't last very long. Not with me. I dated men who supported my career, didn't ruin it. They wanted me to be happy. They wanted to make sure I'm thriving. I didn't miss a meal ever. And you are intent on starving me and ruining and destroying everything I try to do. And anything good, I don't dare say I like this or I like that. He'll ruin it. Boom, like that. And part of that's David. David gets off on that. You guys are sadists. That is a disease, Charles, not a trophy. So our shrink tells me you can't cry where he can see it. He thinks that's sex. He literally thinks that. He's that crazy. So I'm going to have to teach you how not to cry. And she has. And there's only... I'll cry over... I cried over Mike and getting found guilty. I cried over that. I cried over Lucky's murder. And at that time, I didn't even exactly... We didn't know what happened. Those are the things I cry about. When you do stuff to me, I'll get pissed and I'll scream and yell at you. And I'll tell you what I think. I'll give you a piece of my mind. But I don't dare cry. I was taught how not to. Who can provide that kind of training to me? You've not seen that before. You need to realize what the hell it is you're up against. The people that can teach me how to do that. And get me a Fabian puzzle. When you had me arrested the first time. And you've been trying again ever since. The harassment email, sir. You forget about that? We didn't. We did not forget. I'm not even going to show it in this. Go fuck yourself. We remember it. We got it. That's all that matters. What you think and what you forget, nobody cares. You can irritate the judge all you want. We love it when you do that. So, we're sick and tired of hearing it. We're tired of this, David. Listen, I get you're some big important something. Everybody's scared of you here. I'm not. I don't know you. And outside of Oklahoma, there's a whole lot of cops that see you as just a cop killer. They don't know you either. They don't give a fuck who you think you are. So the guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle, that's who you're answering to. That is who you are answering to, even now. It's not up to you. And I'm sorry that you ever thought it was. You asked me before my false arrest, who's helping you? And I leaned in and you said, I'll tell you who your real parents are. If you'll tell me who's helping you. And I leaned into your ear and I said, go fuck yourself. And I walked off and it was the last thing I said to you. I wouldn't talk to you after that. Nothing's changed, David. You're seeing things happen you've not seen before. More and more every fucking day. It's the same thing over and over. Do you have Alzheimer's too? It's embarrassing the way y'all are. It's embarrassing. And Charles types, is it your family? I'm not told who the leaks are. Wouldn't help you if I was. We all want you gone. Why? Why don't you like me? Because you do things people don't like take their homes, ruin their lives, ruin their careers, peep, and hack, and bother, and pester, and torment, and bother, and pester, and torment, and starve, and ruin, and rob, and destroy. And those things are illegal because people don't like it when you do that. In fact, they hate you. Everybody hates your guts. I don't care what they say to your face. I'm bold. I'll do things other people won't do. And let me tell you something. I've been in a line at the grocery. I was in a line one time. It was around Christmas time. I'm at Walmart. Okay, you know, Walmart is famous for having a gazillion cash registers and 3 people working them. And lines all the way to China. Well, sure shit, it was Christmas and that happened. So, the manager's kind of standing there, wringing his hands. I walk up to him and I go, and there's this whole line of people and everybody's grumbling and everybody's complaining and everybody's saying what they really think under their breath. I walk up to the manager and I said, what is going on here that you have 3 people and look at your lines? They're bad. This is bad. We got shit to do. We don't have time to stand in line all day. Oh, I had some cashiers that didn't show up. I said, then you get in there and do it. You check us out. So he did. And the line started moving a lot faster and people started, oh, thank you for saying something. That's me. That's my personality. I've always been that way. I'll walk in and I'll tell you, I'll take control of the situation. Now we're going to get this under control. We're going to get this done. We're going to take care of this. We're going to move things along here. And that's the way it's going to be. And I don't care. I didn't ask you what you think. That's always how I've been. And I'm sorry if you don't like that. But guess what? Look who's catching the crime more than anybody you know. It's not TPD. It's me and the people helping me. I can't do it by myself. Can't possibly do it by myself. Those guys that got me the Fabian puzzle, David, that's who you're going to answer to. There is one thing I'm going to show. Okay, this is the side of my car. I took a picture of it at night. But this is actually in the day when I had a minute. So you can see here the bumper all across the side there. Now this right at the wheel is prior damage. I actually ran up against the garbage can, the garbage dumpster can thingy where I live. Or I used to live. So that scrape right on the fender where the wheel is, that was not caused by that man. I did that. But this across here, over it, all the way across here to the black mark, that was your guy at Cheesecake Factory that says I backed into him. No, his damage is on. I still haven't. I texted him and I said, I need a picture of the damage on your car. And now watch, I'll never hear from him again. I told him, I think you're an insurance scammer. I didn't say anything about Charles and Dave hiring him. I just said, you're an insurance scammer. I think you're full of shit. And I know I didn't back into you. I know you backed into me. You know how I know? Because the damage on my car is on the side of it. And nobody can back into somebody's bumper with the side of their car. By the way, I work with a whole lot of police that can do shit like this. And in a heartbeat, I knew you were full of crap. So now I need a picture of your car. I didn't have time that day. I was busy. But that's actually, it'd be better if he texts me a picture of it and I can confirm. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason I wanted it text. So this is the damage, actually. You can see the black line all the way across here. And it ends about right here next to this, right there. Look at that. Now, this over to the far right was me. I scraped up against the trash can. But then over here in the middle where you see all these marks, right here, he did that with his bumper. See, you can see it all the way across. He had a black SUV. So when you hit somebody's side of their car with your bumper, you backed into them, not the other way around. You can't back into someone's bumper on the back of their car. And the damage was there. I saw my paint scraped all over his bumper. He backed into me. That was your guy. Because that was the first time you tried to get the cops. He runs out. Oh, call the cops. Oh, I don't think I will. First of all, I never do. And you're like the fifth guy to do this. Second of all, I don't bother patrol over shit like that. Patrol has a busy thing to do. More important things to do. Fish to fry. And this, you walk it in. And you don't bother patrol over shit like a scuff. Alright? Oh, I thought you were too afraid to call the cops. Yeah, you know nothing about me. But I'm sure they told you to say that. I'm sure they told you to say that. Didn't they? They got a little thing here planned tonight. Perry's going to have me, tonight's going to be the day he's going to do the second false arrest, and he thinks I'll call him. And then go, oh, please. Okay, now, baby, I love you. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. And I don't ever call the cops when you guys cause a wreck. Twice I have done that. Ever. The first time, I didn't call. One time I did it because you guys had the guy blow my tire out. I needed help changing it. Second time, I didn't even call them. I walked it into the office. So out of 5 car accidents, once I've called the police when the tire blew out. 4 times, I didn't call. What made you think I would call this time? See, you guys are like dealing with mental infants, literally. And we've said all this. I kept saying over and over every day. They talk about wrecking my car, ruining the engine, or just having it towed. So, Mr. Perry, we know. If we know and we're talking about it before you do it, it's not covered up, dumbass. You're not all there. It's kind of like the same thing we repeat every day. I'm not told who your leaks are. Wouldn't help you if I would, because then you can't do shit like this anymore. I won't have to deal with crap like this anymore when you're gone. So I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you. We all want you gone. Nobody invited you here. I don't want you here. Go back to Lubbock and live your life with your family and your friends and your constituents. Go campaign. Please run for governor. Please. Because if you're busy running for governor, you're not bothering me. In fact, our guys can get to you. Yep, because I'm not going to help you. We all want you gone. We're sick of dealing with it. You too, David. Everybody hits that point where they've run everybody's patience too thin. It's enough. It's just fucking enough. That's it. We're done with you. Now we're going to fight against you. We're going to make sure you're not here anymore. And that's all there is to it. Richard, the bad guy goes out and still offends when you don't get the right one. You might call Escambia County and tell them that. They don't know either. I've never had to deal with this many stupid cops. Is it stupid or corruption? Which one? Which one did you want us to tell? Everybody. Listen, we know that some cops were bought and that some of them put the money into evidence. And then Mr. Perry was mad he didn't get his cover-up. $25 million, a lot of money to pay for a cover-up you don't get. So I'm talking about you trying to take my car before you do it. Every time for years, 2019, I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures out it's not legal. Every fucking day we repeat it. You're caught. 5 wrecks in 3 years. I haven't had that many wrecks in my life put together. And it's always, I'm getting hit. I'm not the one hitting. You're hitting me, Calvin. You too. You run everybody's patience very thin too, Calvin. You can push a line where you push people too far, and they're not putting up with it anymore. And you're way past that, David and Calvin and Charles. So maybe here you're some big important bully guy, and people don't like bullies. That's why there's anti-bullying campaigns. Everybody gets tired of feeling threatened. So then you start turning people against you, and it's not hard for us to get what we need. Just boom, just like that, we get it. 9 times out of 10. Everybody wants the rabid dog down. And that's a metaphor, Matt. I have to tell Matt what's metaphor. I have to explain to him. Because he also doesn't know how to identify legislative duties or which state Mr. Perry legislates in. It's not to Oklahoma. So pretty soon, everybody wants you gone, right? These are my food deliveries. See, I have to take pictures of them. In case one of your people calls in and says, oh, she didn't give me my food. Like you had those 2 people do. This is my fish water. It's hard to tell, but the other day you guys come in and you're looking for my computer and my alarm clock, and my fish starts getting this weird film on his water. I don't know what you put in it. And he's almost dying. He's not eating. So now I've had to do something to help him get well. You're trying to kill my fish? You think that's going to make me want to date with you? Yup, you're a sick, twisted motherfucker. Not it. So I don't know if you can see kind of this film across here. But I opened the tank to feed him, and there's this weird film all over the top of the water, and I'm like, shit. And then I can't find my fish. Well, my fish is all slumped over on a leaf, which he never does that, especially at feeding time. He's always right out there waiting for the food. First thing in the morning. Can't wait to eat. Here I can't get him to eat. Well, what the fuck did they put in the water? You're not even supposed to know where I am, but the allegations are stalking. The allegations are harassment, a pattern of harassment. The allegations are you're causing a lot of problems and a lot of loss and a lot of difficulty for other people, and they're turning against you, and then you're told on all the time. You're never going to get a date. 12 years, there's never been a date. No woman's trying to hold your hand. You're all alone. You're getting kicked off me. That's what court is. I sued you to get rid of you, Perry. You buying your way out of it just pissed me off. I worked hard for that. That's once again, you've taken my hard work. I had a goal in mind. My goal is you're not in my life. I shouldn't have to sue you to make you leave me alone. And so when you guys are told on, please know, you cross that line and everybody's willing to tolerate. It's enough. They're not, sometimes you get to a point where I'm not afraid anymore. I'm just going to get rid of this fucker. I'm tired of walking around scared. We're going to kick him until he's gone. That's what that is, geniuses. Now act like you understand what I just said. Because everybody's very frustrated. That we have to say something to you, and it's like you're fucking a little infant and didn't understand a word we said. And you need to be hospitalized. Badly. And your family, Charles, might be liable. Because your wife has the authority to sign over the documents to get you mental health care like you need. Crisis management team needs to be on him. So, do you understand? Do you understand? We're tired of it. We're fucking tired of it. Everybody's sick and tired of it, David. We're tired of your whining. You can't just say use allegedly. I am saying use allegedly. You don't get to kill a cop. And you don't get to ruin the lives of his kids. And you don't get to put a man in jail. He didn't do shit. He just didn't die. And you don't get to ruin his family and then complain about we didn't use allegedly to your satisfaction. No one cares, David. Everyone's sick of y'all. All of you. Because all you do is sit around on your fat asses causing problems for everybody else. We're all tired of it. You're bullies. And you're getting kicked back. Because there's always that day that bully will hit and hit and hit and hit and hit and hit. And everybody's scared and everybody tries to stay away from him. Finally, somebody braves up and whacks him on his ass. And then he's shitting himself and pissing himself in the corner. And then it's done. No more. And finally, everybody can have peace. Peacekeepers. So, the guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle, that's who you're answering to, Mr. Roberson. It's not up to you, sir. So again, what was that about? We can't just say use allegedly. What was that again, Charles? I'm not going to call you bitch. I'm going to kick your ass. Do you understand me? You get anywhere near me, I will kick your ass hard. You better have a football helmet on. You are not going to touch me, ever. I think you're a skank, and I've answered your questions over and over and over and over, and I'm tired of it. And that judge that signs off on orders is sick of hearing the same conversations over and over and over and over and over. But if you need to wait until you hear it from him, that's your choice. But you're not going to bother me anymore. And when you do and you get told on, you asked for it. That is what you wanted. It's been the same way every fucking day. When you cause me a harm or a loss, that means the loss of my privacy, Charles. When you pester me, I don't want to hear from you. Don't contact me. I hate it. Listen to what I'm saying. I hate hearing from you. No one cares what you think. You weren't asked. You shut up and get off me. Shut up and get off me, whiny little bitch. We are sick of you. There's an investigation that's big. And I don't understand why it's taking so long. I know they're waiting on one thing, and that is none of your business. You want to, in the meantime, shut up and get off me. I'm not going to call you. You do everything I hate. I'm not going to help you. We all want you gone. Now, get somebody to put you in a mental hospital so they can explain it to you, or get a special ed teacher with the paints, finger paints, and the crayons and the puppets. I'm done trying to explain the same thing to you over and over and over and over and over. Everyone is. Somebody said that a long time ago. Perry comes in my office and wants to know if he can do this or that to hurt Cynthia. Why in the hell does he keep wanting to hurt her? First of all, and then we explain to him why he can't do that. And we'll hours sit there and explain it to him, drop everything we're doing. He was wasting my time. Acts like he understands, leaves, comes back a day or two later and asked me the exact same question. It's like he's got Alzheimer's or something. I'm not the only one that's noticed it, bitch. And if you got Alzheimer's, you can't remember who you told what to. That works out perfectly for us. We could say all kinds of shit. You didn't mean to. I don't think David's far behind you. So, Thugville, you and your little thuggies. Oh, what I was saying about, so the cops that you bought, you got a $25 million paid out. Some went to judges, and it went into evidence, and you didn't like that you didn't get a cover-up. So you had it stolen back. And so now none of them have to account to where that money went, because you have it, except Richard. Richard, we know, is on the payroll. We know he has the money. Still. Right, Richard? If that's incorrect information, I apologize. You can straighten that out. I'm sure you can correct me if I'm wrong. Since you're so great a detective, man, I can think circles around you, and you know that. If I'm hearing what you're trying to do to hurt me, my guys are getting that information from you to me, you pissed off the wrong people. And you did, Richard. See that, Richard? They didn't give me that in jail. The McNamara email, I had that before. The harassment email, I have it before. Michael's direct email, I have it before, not after. The guys that got all that, that's who you're pissing off, Richard, when you fuck with me. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. I don't know you. And that's the thing, is when somebody's minding their own business and not bothering anybody, and you go to that person, you start making trouble, and you don't know who they know and you don't know who they are, you might be poking something you wish you hadn't poked. And I'm just going to say that. You do what you do. You do what you do. But I'm going to tell you something, Richard. There's a thing with normal cop family that they protect each other and they have each other's back. Especially against skanks like Perry and Roberson. They have each other's back, no matter what. And you didn't. So you have to live with how that comes across to everybody else. It's your call. It's your choice. You do what you do. But I assure you, whether or not I danced with my shoes off or on or socks on, while everybody else walked around with nothing, when their feet hurt or whatever, you're shitting us with that? Why don't you go tell the Miller kids about how my shoes are more important? My little shoes, lap dance without shoes on, or my strap broke and all that shit. Why don't you go tell the Miller kids why that's more important than the loss of their dad and his legacy? Go explain that to them, Richard. And I'll tell you what, the judge that signs off on orders is sick and tired of you and your ringtone. So, do what you do. But you need to understand, there's cops that are good at what they do that can do shit like get that to me in jail and find out Michael's drugged and the McNamara email and now I knew you wanted my shoe print. I knew you wanted my ringtone. Guys that are really good at what they do think circles around you in their sleep that you pissed them off like a motherfucker. You watch out for cop family, watches out for cop family. And if you can't do that, you're going to make people start rethinking whether or not you need to be in that family. Maybe it's a good time for you to retire and go work for Charles. I hear he pays really well. I hear he pays a whole lot better than public service. If you want to lie and cheat and be a bitch and hurt people for a criminal skank, consider other options. Because you're taking taxpayer dollars. It's not your money to blow through. And you pissed off all the people that can do shit like that, Richard. That's your choice. That is your choice. Your guys that work there at Tulsa Police, if one of them gets murdered from Charles or Dave, what are you going to do? If one of them gets falsely accused like Mike did, what are you going to do? You going to throw them under the bus too? That's what is in people's minds. I'm being straight up with you. If I got this and I knew Mike was drugged and all this other stuff and you were looking for my shoe print, you're trying to frame me for something, you needed my hair color and all that shit. If I know that, Richard, I got that from somewhere, I can't do it by myself. And I'm going to tell you right now, you make people all around you second guess whether or not they can trust you. Because you'll throw somebody under the bus in your own family. You should have been there for me while I'm fighting for Mike, is what you should have done. Not worry about my shoes. So it hurt people. It hurt them deep. It disappointed them in you. And it made some people mad that you don't want to make mad. And I'm not threatening you. What I'm telling you is, this is how people feel about it. They're disappointed in you. They're upset with you. Because you chose to be the bitch of a sex weirdo. And there's some other guys that took that money and put it in evidence and Charles took it back because he didn't get a cover up. David, you either. Y'all have the money. They'll never have to explain what they did with it. Never. But Richard will. And the judge got sick and tired of hearing about the fucking ringtone. So whatever else got put in front of him, it got signed. David, Charles. Charles has a little doll he plays with, we hear. And he cries and whines like a little drama queen 12-year little girl. Why doesn't she like me? I'm weirdo. I watch her in her house. I'm probably true in everything she does. Why doesn't she like me? And our shrink is like, for the life of us, we don't know why he doesn't know why she doesn't like him. If she hates it, if it's something illegal and repulsive, he'll do that. She likes hard-working men's men, who are chivalrous. And make sure she never and this guy gets in her privacy, butts into every fucking thing she tries to do, ruins everything. If it's good, he'll take it away. And nobody likes that. And then types in my phone, why don't you like me? They see all that, Charles. The guys that helped me, they got me that, they watch you do that. And they're looking at each other like, really? You gotta ask why she doesn't like you? Are you shitting us with this? Wow, okay. Not even dignifying that with an answer. But why the hell does he not know? Why she doesn't like him? And it's like talking in circles. I don't like peeping toms. You're a turnoff. There's a reason it's illegal and everyone else doesn't do it. You should know that. Aren't you old enough to know that? Get the fuck off me, rapist. So, because he does that, acts like a little girl, and plays with the doll we hear, we're pretty convinced that he is suffering a gender identity crisis at this moment in his late life. And I don't want to be bothered with it. You do what you do. I've got trans friends. They just trans over. They don't hurt people with it. If you want to be a female, go be a female. Look at Bruce Jenner. He didn't go around committing a crime to do it. Why are you? So, I mean, get off me. I don't care what you think. You need to shut up and go away. We're all sick and hearing of what you think and what you want, and you need to lie. You got a secret sex weirdo problem, and I'm the one that caught it, and you want to lie. I'm not alone. I can't do this by myself. I'm not doing this by myself. Who is it you're pissing off? Who has the actual recordings? It's like y'all think they don't exist. Okay? Do you think what you want? Then don't ask her, how'd she find out? How'd she know about that? The guys that can get me that. David? Irritated with the stupid ear. That's the McNamara email. Richard, who gave that to me? This was months before he did it. I've said for years, leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want you. I don't like you. Go away. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone, Neal. Leave me the fuck alone, Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt. Leave me alone. Y'all get the fuck off me. Y'all leave me alone. And the more you go at me, and the more you cause loss, and the more you won't shut up, Charles. You gotta say what you think. We're tired of hearing it. We get it. We don't have Alzheimer's. We got it the first time you said it. I'm not gonna call you. You've told everybody who will listen, I'm going to cause her to lose her house and her car and a major crisis, and then she'll call me. That's not how that works. I've said what I like. I've said you're a turnoff. I've said you're a job. In 12 years, you've never once had a date with me because I don't like you. It doesn't go both ways, weirdo. Get off me. You're just a freaky Jason weirdo. You're a turnoff. You peep on me. That's enough right there that I would never go out with you. If you did nothing else, I wouldn't go out with you for that reason. It is a reason. It's illegal. It's disgusting, sir. You should know that. It makes me sick at my stomach. You even have to ask me that question. Who was this? David? Was this Lucky? You know, when you can answer that question, then you can get in my face about use the proper, use allegedly to your satisfaction. That's the first one about the car, and it's been every day since, David, Charles, Josh, Joe, Matt. My taillight's been taken out now twice. Twice. So I replaced it today before I got pulled over, and I did see one come. Here he comes. Look at that. Right after I got it changed out. No, I think that's not right. I think it was right before I pulled into the parking lot of the place that changed it out for me. I think right before I pulled into the parking lot, here he came. So that guy was on your payroll, or was that going to be, here's the thing whenever I call local cops. Is it going to be one on your payroll that's going to hurt me like Richard? Or am I going to get one like Lucky that ends up dead in 6 days, David? You going to kill the next one that helps me? See, I'm noting it for the record right now that you do that. That's your habit. You and Charles in your little thug group. And that everybody hates you for it. Everybody's mad at you. You need to note that for your record. Use allegedly when you do. Use allegedly like you want it used, okay? One more cop dies because you. God help your ass. That's all I can say. Richard. We love Richard. So this is all the bullshit. This happened to top 2. Mike Nealey. 6 days later, Chief Miller's dead. So I don't call locals because they either do what Richard does or I get 6 days later they're dead. Or false arrested. And so there's all these car accidents, David, that you guys caused. Right at the tire. You always hit right at the tire. So that's the receipt for me switching out the light you guys had taken out. The fucking thing crumbled in the guy's hand. You guys replaced it with you took out my bulb that worked, put it some old skanky, ickety bulb. It literally crumbled in the guy's hand when he changed it out for me. Wow, there's the receipt. So you got caught again. You shouldn't know where I am in order to be able to do that to my car. Or get in my apartment and look for my computer and my, alarm clock that they got something in. Some kind of surveillance camera or listening device. That thing went in the trash. And put something in my fish tank, trying to kill my fish. I'll kill her fish. That'll make her fall in love with me. Said no guy ever with a brain. Jesus. That's the first time it happened. They fucking woke me up, David. They took your taillight out. Go get it fixed now before you go to work. They want you pulled over. Yeah. Is that cop going to put the money you pay into evidence and then you're going to have it stolen back? Is that going to happen there too? Yeah. See, we were wanting to know, David. Can you tell us? Can you have Jim email me? First of all, if you don't like the way you apply allegedly, tell us how you want us to apply it. to your satisfaction. And we're going to call the Millers and the Nealeys and ask them what they think. And all your other victims. And then the second thing we want to know is the next one that pulls me over, is that one going to be a Richard or is that one going to be a Lucky? Are you going to kill the next one if he doesn't do what you want? Or if he makes a mistake or slips up or something? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, we want to know. Tell your attorney to let us know now, so we can preserve life. We're actually pro-life. We actually don't believe you kill cops and shit, and then go up and hold a speech on how we should, get rid of abortion. We actually mean both. Preserve all life. Unless you're a serial killer and first-degree murder of a cop, for that we're all for the capital punishment. We've asked for it. First-degree murder of a police officer, we ask for capital punishment. When we do our part of it, yeah. You heard of coercion with grand larceny with intent to coerce, or interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce? That would be my bank, David. That would be my Upworks, David. That would be my lease agreement, David and Charles. All those people, my parents. There's a will where I was willed money, and you interfered with that contract. So every contract that you interfered with, every bit of commerce you interfered with, every time you hack my Uber Eats or my Grubhub or my DoorDash and you fuck with me with it, that's a contract you're in commerce you're interfering with. So our guys are going to get you harassment of my witness. The act is grand larceny with intent to coerce or interference with commerce and contracts with intent to coerce. Can you live with that? Use allegedly, David. Apply use allegedly, however you want to apply it, whatever to your satisfaction. Is the next cop that pulls me over, is he going to end up dead? Or is he going to put the money in evidence and then you're going to get mad because you don't get your cover up and then he's going to, you're going to take it back? Or, or is it going to be like Richard? You tell us, David. What's it going to mean? You've already talked to him. Let us know what you guys discussed. If we don't already have that, do you know? Yep, you don't know. So anyways, when Charles contacts me at all, in any way, shape, or form, it pisses us all off because he was told to stop. When you cause any kind of loss or harm or injury to me at all, it pisses us all off because you were told to stop. You interfere with any contract, take any 1 penny of my money, 1 minute of my time. Pisses everybody off. You were told to stop. Charles isn't going to get a date with me. I'm kicking his criminal ass like nobody he's ever had. That's never happened to him before. His brain is wired all wrong or something. And the guy that told you, Charles, you better be glad she said no. She'd have you in the funny farm in a week. She's not Jackie. And you're losing your mind. You're leaving shit around. You can't remember anything. You're leaving papers around. You'd leave something for her. That'd be it. You're done. He's right, sir. I can do it when I'm not in the same room with you. If I was in the same room with you, I promise you, in 3 days you'd be in the nut house. I wouldn't let you just run around hurting people. And you did, if you would leave something laying around because you're stupid and you can't remember anything. Because I've said the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It's like you don't understand what the fuck I'm saying. So you cause any loss for me, and every day that Mike Nealey sits in jail, David, you do whatever you want to do. I've heard y'all say we can't give her what she wants. Okay, tell that to the guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle. Tell that to them. All right? Richard, you too. Listen, I didn't come up here to pick a fight with any of you. I came here to get away from Weird Charles and the drama. I don't like drama. I think I told you, David, I'm not Wyatt Earp coming into town to mop up. That's not what I'm here for. I came here to get away from drama and rebuild my life that Charles ruined. I could have been running campaigns right now had he not ruined that for me. He'd set my life in a different direction. It's something my granddad would have loved. He would have loved it. We talked about it all the time. I did help some guys in law enforcement put you in office, Charles. That was done intentionally. You got there because we put you there. You know why? Because it's a lot easier for undercovers to get to you when you're shaking hands and kissing babies. But that was supposed to be the end of it. I don't really fit the victimology. That was your first and biggest mistake right there. Isn't it, David? Do you guys think anything through? It's like, sometimes it's so easy, it's not even fair. You fucked with my car again, so now we got another one. Caused another loss, now we got another one. What do you think we're doing this for? Do you guys think we're going to play these recordings for a party, for entertainment? Okay, well, you think a lot of things, so do what you do. But don't ask how she find out. You provoked it. You asked for it. I have protection. Right? It's not TPD. It's not sure shit not TPD. Is it? If I said one or two of them at TPD are helping us, what are you going to do? Kill them? What am I even supposed to say, David? What do I say, TPD? Yep, TPD's not doing shit. We think they're fucking losers. Or what if I say some of them are and some of them are helping us, and then those guys end up dead if they even think that might be, one of you might be the one? What am I supposed to even say, David? See, you put us in a situation, because we're not going to get a cop killed. And I'm going to make sure whatever money you paid them and you felt like you didn't get your cover up, not one of them, but Richard, is going to have to account for money. Do you understand me? Do you understand? I hope so. I don't know. Because making women and children feel like this has made everybody hate your guts, all of you.
I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I don't.
He goes on in that video to say, just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone. Like, her sense of safety comes with conditions that he...
And it doesn't. Guess what? The rest of the world is like, yeah, no, it doesn't.
He wants to see satisfied first.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.